Welcome back, everybody. You feel the love? It's coming right at you. Coming right at you. Welcome back, peeps. Welcome back, friends and family. This is Raw Vibrant Rejuvenation. My name is Kyle, and I wanted just to talk a little bit today about letting go. Letting go of what does no longer serve you or your highest purpose. So, when we're talking about healing, it's not just the physical body, right? It's all entwined together. You can't just do the fasting and the changing your diet and all that and taking herbs. It's also the mental, the emotional, the spiritual stuff it's all together. The trauma work, it's a big one. So this stuff is it's not easy, but it can be done, and it really just um, requires that we sit back and face ourselves, and we go inward, and choose we make the conscious decision to no longer numb ourselves and run from our problems, right? And that's difficult with the trauma. Trauma is a real thing. Generational trauma, it's just wrapped up in our being, right? Wrapped up in our body. And like Eckhart Tolle, he calls it the pain body, and it's a really good way to describe it, because the body just traps painful experiences, painful emotions, painful situations, memories, and it just hangs on to them, right? And then if we don't process them correctly, if we don't take the time to talk about them, deal with them, crying is a big one. If we don't take time to release things, then they're going to just come back and haunt us, right? And they're just going to come back and back and back until we're very sick of just not handling it. And then we finally handle it, right? So I just want to remind you guys that sometimes we just got to release, let go, loosen up, and just let it come however it's going to come. And that goes I'm talking about the mind here, okay, guys? Because the trauma is stuck in the body, but the mind, if the mind is not taken care of, if the mind and is not sharpened and directed towards certain purposes and towards just being, then the mind is we're in the loops. The mind is using us, basically, and it's running away with everything, with thoughts. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, I'm telling you, because that's the thing, is that the mind is, it's like a lot of people's get a sense of self, meaning. People get meaning out of their identification with their mind, with the constant, because being in your mind means, because in our society it's not, it's kind of frowned upon to go into the inner dimensions, right? And it's kind of like, oh, you got to always think and figure out everything, and it's but really, the real peace and the real power is when we take control of ourselves. We take full responsibility for our actions and what we think about, because what we think about is what we bring about, and you guys know it. So when we take that responsibility of what we're thinking about, what types of foods we're putting in our body, obviously, and what type of movies we're watching, what type of music we're listening to, all these things, it all adds up. And sometimes things just got to go. And number one thing is just the ego. Over and over again, the ego it just comes in so many different forms, so many different faces of the ego. It's just it. You know, I keep running into more and more of it in myself. You know, because there's subtle layers, and there's always going to be trauma that's going to be coming up, especially if you're fasting a lot and cleaning the body out. Everything's just going to follow. So the ego, guys, just let it go. Let it go. The identification, right? That's the sickness of the human organism, is the mind, and the repetitive thoughts, the repetitive identification, the identification with events, with people, with places, with suffering, with our own suffering. So many people get so much gratification, like I said a minute ago, and meaning, with identification with their own stuff, that it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's like, you can just live and be present. You can just be and not be in your mind. You can use your mind as a tool. You can do it. You can do it. It's so hard. It's so hard, especially with you have relationships, you have constant things are changing in life. Everything's always changing, and it's hard. But once you know the sickness of what the mind can be, then you know, okay, I don't want to identify with stories, with thoughts, with with a gender, with a role. We don't want to identify with these things that are they're just figments of the mind. They're just pieces of thought, forms, thought patterns. And really, the mind is good for being a tool, but when you're getting lost in it, and you're lost in ideas, concepts, worries, then you're not really living. You're not really living. You get lost, literally get lost in it. And we got to let go of stuff, guys. This is, especially right now with this great awakening, I know that a lot of you guys are getting pushed, and it's good. Listen to your heart and listen to what you're supposed to be doing, and follow your alignment. You know, it's really important to just trust. Listen to the universe. Listen to what God is telling you, if you choose to use that word. You know, this is the time, guys, to just let go of anything that doesn't serve us, anything that isn't aligned with our highest calling, highest frequency, and our life's purpose, right? And our lifestyle. It's time to let go of all the negative emotions, let go of the guilt, the shame, let go of the pain. The pain isn't you. But what is you? That's the thing. What is you? You do have a body, but you're not your body. You know? And life is just, it's not happening to you guys. Life is happening, it happens through us. So when we just change our perspective a little bit about anything, then it really can really change the outcome of our outlook of life, and the outcome of our situations, right? So it's easier said than done, you know. We can get so wrapped up in our situations, and we can create problems when things really aren't problems. It's just the way that our perception is perceiving things as problems. Because really, you could have the worst thing ever happen to you today, but if you choose to look at that as a positive thing and not a problem, and you say, whoa, you know what, that's really difficult, but I know that there's a higher meaning behind it, and I'm going to use that as something, I'm going to use this experience as a platform to continue to evolve, continue to be better, to be better, and to be even more solid in your truth, even more potent in your power as a conscious, sovereign being of this wonderful, beautiful planet. You know, so yeah, just don't get caught up in the mind-made stuff. The mind-made stuff. Let it go. Let go things that are not serving you. Because if you just keep holding on to things that really aren't serving you, and really they're just dragging you down, and you're just staying put with situations or mindsets, patterns, thought patterns that are just taking you down, then it comes down to, really, it's our fault. It's our own fault if we stay in these negative, unconscious states of being, states of unbeing. Really, if we stay in these states of unbeing, it's just gonna bring us down. And yeah, I don't know how else to really put it, but I don't know. There's a couple other things that I wanted to say, I think, but I don't know. I probably said what I wanted to. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of inspiration, support, love, and I don't know. I hope that your gratitude cup is full and overflowing, and that your cup in general is just overflowing. I hope that you're finding wisdom and seeing the messages and getting the insights, and having enriching conversations and relationships, nourishment in all forms. I hope that you guys are getting out there as much as you can into Mother Nature, where you got the elements, you got the wind, the water, the fire, you got the earth, you got the sunshine, you got the prana, just coming and being you. The prana just coming, and you're just in your breath, and you're in it, and you're in your breath, and you're using your breath, your yoga, your meditation, you're using these things as food. You're not coping in a way that is not helpful for you, for your growth, and for others. It's not just about us, but it starts with us, and that's why I talk about that so much, because once we get ourselves right and we get aligned, then we can really make a more positive, lasting impact on others. And that's just what it's all about, paying it forward, So I love you guys, and thank you for always liking, commenting, subscribing, even sharing if you know someone that could benefit from these videos. I'm just getting started now, and yeah, thank you guys. This is Raw Vibrant Rejuvenation. Yeah, and if you need any help with anything with your health stuff, guys, just send me an email. It's rawvibranthealth at gmail.com. And yeah, it's not just about the physical. It's all wrapped in together. So I just trying to make this short, so the end is getting a little raveled, and I've only been drinking coconuts today, so I'm gonna eat some oranges, and yeah, I love you guys, and yeah, just remember that if you keep being consistent, you keep following your alignment, the direct focus, your manifestations will manifest. They will manifest, and they'll manifest a lot faster if you just keep a laser sharp, deliberate focus on them, and just let it go. Surrender to the flow. Surrender to what is, because that's where all the magic happens. That's where everything is in the present moment. And I know I could just keep going and going, but I know that I got to make shorter videos sometimes. Because let's face it, who has time to watch this crazy dude in the jungle just blah 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 blah, right? So peace, guys. Love, peace, bliss, harmony. I love you guys.